Hello everyone, and welcome back to WolfQuest, where we are here with Badger and Ember and playing on Unforgiving. So far, things have been going all right, but with how difficult this game mode is, that can change in an instant. And we're now into a season where we're potentially going to be having some conflict with other packs because we need to start to find a den. And I think we're probably honestly gonna start over here. Just because that's where the den that we've already found is, and I think it would be prudent to figure out and kind of hang out where we know we'll be alright. Now, I'm nervous about conflicting with rival wolves in this. They are gonna do a lot of damage. We also, I think, do more damage. I believe everybody's kind of scaled up. But even so, it's definitely a point of concern, and there's no real way to avoid it because we have to claim our starting territory to begin with. And it's just Badger and Ember. There's no backup this year. So things could get a little bit dicey if we're not careful. Okay, our first den is right here, but I'm not sure this is actually the one we're going to want to choose. We are claiming the territory around it, but I just realized how large the hexes are on Amethyst Mountain. Like, I think they're bigger than the other maps, just by looking at them. Maybe it's just Roaring Mountain that has especially small ones, but it feels like the hexes here are a lot on the larger side. So because of that, because we still have to get 15 of them, I don't know. It's probably not a larger distance, but there's gonna be fewer hexes on the map for rival packs to vie for. And so I kind of want to find a spot where we can back up into a corner and hang out so that we can maintain the maximum buffer without having to go quite as far to do it, and hopefully have a wider berth between us and other packs. So I'm gonna follow. This is actually, it's kind of funny. This, I'm pretty sure if we hide the territories here, this is actually called Hope Creek, which is fitting considering that Badger's adoptive father's name was Hope. But we can hope that bodes well for us. I'm hoping it's a good sign, but we're gonna follow this because I think there are some other dens around here. In fact, I can sense one over here. I think it's up this way a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it. Is this one of the fallen tree dens? It's very close. Oh, it's just a dirt den right here. Okay, so there are other dens in this area. Hopefully there'll be some that are a little closer to the border, though. This is one of the fallen tree dens over here. Now we are in Stranger Wolf territory, so I'm going to be having to keep a very careful eye out. But hopefully we can get this claimed. Oh yeah, there's one over this way as well. That's the Beaver Lodge den. Okay, I know approximately where we are. So this is the Beaver Lodge den, and to be honest, I'm kind of tempted to pick this one just because it is pretty far off to the side here. I'm not sure if we'll take it or not, but this is definitely one that I want to keep on our radar because I think the fewer borders we share with rival packs, the better. Uh-oh. I know what that scent means. That's a wolf carcass. We haven't encountered too many other wolves around here, but it seems that Unforgiving is living up to its name. Somewhere off in the snow, someone has met with an unfortunate fate, and while it's not very likely that we know who it was, it's definitely a solemn reminder of what could befall us if we make a wrong step. Now I'm gonna keep heading this way, keep just tracking down and marking these scent posts. So far we've heard no sign of the other packs. I don't even know who this is. This is Soda Butte. So far so good, but I'm a little worried that as we head into their territory here, you can see there's a lot of very strongly marked hexes, so hopefully they're off duking it out with Rescue Creek and will ignore us, but they might not. They might come after us. Okay, our luck is changing. We smell rival wolves somewhere nearby. We have claimed this hex pretty thoroughly, but I think I'm not gonna risk venturing toward them. I'm just gonna kind of skirt this way and hopefully they don't try to hex invade us. We've done quite a lot of marking over here, so we might want to start moving this way, I guess, or maybe we could even... Well, okay, so if we end up... the thing is, I would like to try and get a den in this area, but I highly suspect that if we do that, they're gonna jump us. So let's maybe head towards those weaker hexes this way. This is probably the most tense that I've been during Territory Quest because the stakes are just so gosh dang high. I would like to finish this in one day if we possibly can, because yeah, the longer we spend here, the more likely we're gonna have to try to juggle hunting and keeping our hunger up. We can probably sleep once more without issue, but beyond that, if we need healing, we're gonna run into problems. So my goal is to get this done as quickly as we possibly can. You know, I think we're gonna take some tips from Maple here and make sure we hunt some hares along the way to keep our hunger up, because if we can, live off of that for a little bit, this is still Soda Butte. There is an elk herd, but if we can avoid living off of that, that would be or if we can avoid having to hunt elk, that would be ideal. I figured I'd go snag this freebie here since we're very likely to have that in our territory somewhere. But I'm definitely concerned by the Soda Butte sense. That's really not what we wanted. And that's just dispersals, thankfully. Okay, we can hear Soda Butte howling, and it looks like they've come over to this direction, so that's actually perfect for us. I think they probably cross through our territory, so with a little bit of luck, we'll be able to evade them and start stealing theirs while they're not looking. We basically, with this territory config, the downside of Classic seems to be that you're basically gonna have to steal territory no matter where you end up. So that's that's definitely a concern. You can also see on the map there, when I glance back real briefly, they weren't just reinforcing their own territory, they were claiming that no man's land hex. So they are not all that far away. We're gonna have to be a little bit careful here, and unfortunately we really can't do this stealthily because we need to howl, so that's just great. We are officially out of stamina, and that's gonna make forging into the heart of rival territory pretty dang intimidating, if you ask me. Now, there is one thing that could work to our favor here, depending on... Okay, I think that's old scent. Nerve-wracking, but old. But depending on how things go, if we actually manage to claim this whole swath of territory, then there's a good chance that Rescue Creek will help kind of beat out the rest of this, their claim over here, and kind of force them to shuffle around, which is my aim here. I want to disrupt them from this area at the back of the map here. I don't know how well that'll work, and as you can see, we are completely out of stamina. We're going to be running on empty for however long until we get to the point of sleeping, but I think there are some other dens back here too, so if we find ones back here that would work well, then that might be something that we end up centering our ideal claim around that rather than the ones that are in the middle, because I'm pretty sure those are not the farthest back dens. There is a den nearby. I thought so. Alright, somewhere in this area. Is it one of the ones that's along this tree line? I'm pretty sure it could be. Yeah, it looks like it's right over here. Okay. Okay. I don't remember where, because Petra had a den on Amethyst Mountain. I don't remember where we set up. I think it was more towards the middle. But yeah, right down here is much more where I was hoping we would be able to make a claim and kind of stake out an area for ourselves, I think, if we possibly can. I keep forgetting we really can't sprint right now. We just start going slower pretty much. Alright, let's claim this one. I'm gonna see, you know, we're gonna try to overachieve, but, yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go. We are way back in the corner of the map now. We're actually by Fairies Fall, which I'm gonna guess, yeah, is frozen solid at this time of year. Frozen waterfalls are really, really neat, actually. I've seen a few of them in my life. At one point we went out into the Colorado mountains and we're looking at frozen waterfalls in the middle of winter, and that was pretty fun. But they're very pretty, especially in person. There's just something about them that's really distinct. You know, you wouldn't think flowing water like that would freeze solid, but it sure can. Now, I suspect the game is actually going to try to send us to Slough Creek here, because we are pretty close to that border. But we did manage to get back here safely and get to this hex all the way back on the far border here. So honestly, considering we found a den there, and I think there might be one in this hex, I think we're going to want to claim all of these, which is a lot more than we'd be required to. But I think that's gonna be for the best. It'll give us a little bit more of a buffer and a little bit more time to kind of settle ourselves in and not be fighting with other packs constantly, because to be honest, for this first year, if we get a hex invasion, we may want to consider ignoring it. I have a feeling we're gonna be running away from more fights than we're engaging in. I think there's a good chance we're actually safe for the time being, though, because look at this hex. It is going up. So I think that Soda Butte may still be over in the more towards the other corner of the map, and if so, that should give us a little time to do what we need to do. Oh, we've established a territory and found several potential dens. We can give our pack a name, and I think we're honestly gonna go with, because we just found the waterfall, I think we're gonna go with Fairies Fall. I don't know if it'll let us do the apostrophe, but yeah, because this is kind of back where we are. Now, I'd like to stay here, I think. I think we're gonna stay here because I don't want to be focused on actually fighting rivals while while we have pups. We'll save that. We'll save that for a little bit later. But I just want to make sure we can get this done safely, if at all possible. I guess to be technical, it wouldn't throw us straight into raised pups, but the other thing that I want to avoid by skipping ahead would be the rival pack setting up right in that inconvenient strip of territory still within our own here, because Soda Boot could totally say, yeah, I want my den right here, and there'd be very little we'd be able to do about it. So we're going to claim these before skipping ahead, and hopefully that will not be too much of an ordeal. So far, things have gone surprisingly well, even though we're running on, like, no energy, no sleep, no stamina, no nothing. But that can change in a heartbeat. I don't smell them yet. I also have not heard them yet. So here's hoping that this doesn't become an ongoing concern. But I think once we've got them out of our territory, hopefully they'll leave us alone more. And hopefully we can just let, I think it's Rescue Creek is the red one this time, come sweeping in and shove them out and kind of settle into that corner of the map. I'm sure they'll cause plenty of their own problems for us, but that way we won't have a pack that's trying desperately to connect the two sides of its territory. Alright, just 2 more to go, and goodness sakes, speaking of Rescue Creek, look how frickin' massive their territory is. It's a little bit terrifying, but hopefully that will balance itself out once we're settled in. I don't know who's howling there, I can't actually tell, but hopefully it's not Soda Butte coming back for us. Uh-oh. Yeah, I spoke too soon. I suspect that's one of these hexes, though, and if that's the case, honestly, I don't care. Plus, I think it'll go away when we switch seasons anyway, hopefully. They'll have their own den to worry about finding and claiming, so I'm just gonna ignore that for the time being. They can claim those farther away hexes, because I think once we get into this one, there may actually be another den. I'm pretty sure, yeah, okay, den nearby. There is one around here somewhere. So if we can find that one, and in fact, I do smell it. Is this a bison herd? No, it's just bull bison. Okay. I was gonna say, it'd be interesting if there is a bison herd around here, although I don't think that that unforgiving Ironwolf is gonna be the best time to be farting around with that. Is this the den? No, I don't even think this is the den that I thought it was. So there might be some others that we can go sniffing about for around here, but it is good to know we have some options at the very least. All right, this is the last scent post here. We can go ahead and claim, but I do smell another den. So this might be the one that I was thinking of. One of them at least. In any case, we do have some options further back here that I think will corroborate our decision to put our territory here. I feel pretty happy with that. I think hopefully it'll be a safe bet for us. And we've gotten it all claimed up. We've gotten our rally in. We've gotten it boosted pretty well. I'm guessing that it's one of these hexes that they're after. But let's sniff around, see if we can find this den. I think it's somewhere... I mean, we noticed it was getting darker going this way. Oh, I smell it. Oh, and Ember's injury is healed. That's perfect. Okay, we've got another dirt den. That's fine. I swear there was another den. I mean, maybe it's in that hex, but we'll just swing down this way and just see, I think, because I could have sworn there was one right next to that den from the other times I've been on this map. Okay, I didn't find another den in the area that I was hoping there would be one, so I think we're just going to go ahead and claim this one. Oh yeah, they did back off as well. I guess these guys haven't chosen their territory yet. What the heck, though? Alright, we're going to be in for one heck of a weird territory configuration. They might, I wonder if they'll give up this area to Pollock's Peak and try to claim this area down here, which could be a problem considering that they might really want this territory back. But too bad for them, this is where we're going to be staying for the foreseeable future. Now, this is a dirt den. I'm not the fondest of dirt dens. They're okay. You know, they're the most common den type, I'm pretty sure, but they do serve their purpose. And so if we have one in an optimal location, that's going to be for the best for us. And better than a fancy looking one on the territory borders. Where did that den go? Did we miss it? Oh, is it... What? Except for the fact that I can't find them when I need to. Oh, it's right here. Okay, it's an open den. And from what I've heard, eagles can be kind of scary. Did I just soft lock this? Okay, no. I was like, wait a second, please don't tell me I'm stuck. This is Ironwolf. But no, we're good. They got it sorted. We'll go ahead and dig this one out. I think we'll call this Hidden Slopes because that's kind of what it is. It's a far back hidden slope, but before our pups start... Ember! I'm not the only one who saw that, right? What the heck? I guess she really wanted to very clearly say this is mine, but alright then. We will advance in age. I think I'm gonna take... Well, okay, let's think about what we want here. Speed is neutral. I think I can live with that. I definitely think we might want a health perk just for a little bit of help here. I think we also might want to neutralize our low strength, and then I think we'll probably take youthful prowess just because that's such a good all-arounder. So go ahead, we'll advance in age. Well, that's fine. We can't go back. I don't mind that. And it looks like we have 5 pups, all in the 1800s here. There is Ember, proud mama. Let's see what the babies look like. They're gonna be so small and wobbly. It looks like a lot of them got the dark coat. Is Ember? I didn't even look at Ember. Okay, so she's got one black coat gene and one gray coat gene. I didn't even think to check on that. Oh, and it's so lush and green. I'm so glad that we can den on Amethyst Mountain now. Like, I know that's not a new feature, but it's just, it feels so fitting, and there's something about this map that's just really special to me. Like, I like Roaring Mountain, I like Lost River, I like Slough Creek, even though I've now played it a million times, so I'll probably be spending quite a bit of time picking other areas, just because we've seen so much of it. But there's something special about being able to come back to the first map that this game ever had and make a den here. I know that's something people wanted for forever. But it looks like these two are probably both black coats, and then 83 is probably gray. 84, I think that's also a gray coat, probably one of the browner ones. Possibly one similar to Badger himself. And then we should have one more, 85. Way back in the den, kind of similar to 84. Alright, alright. Get some food in these guys. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be pretty hungry, and with 5 of them, that could end up being a challenge. We're gonna have to be on top of our hunting game here. I also just want to look, okay, 83. If any of them is a runt, it's gonna be 83. I'm not 100% sure, like, that's not a terrible weight imbalance, but it is a little bit lower, so that could mean that he is a runt. But with that, we're gonna have a lot of work to do to keep these guys alive and well and healthy, hopefully, as best as we are able to. But we're gonna have to get started on that in the next episode, I think. Sorry if this is kind of a short one. I'm not used to spending territory quest as its own thing here, but it kind of makes sense, you know, with how significant even that is in this mode. Like, I think this is the most tense territory quest that I've had in a while, which is a good thing, I think. You know, that's kind of one of those quests that for a lot of people I feel like is just kind of there. You know, it lets you establish a custom territory, which is fun, but it can tend to be just a lot of running around and marking territory before you actually get to the meat of the game and having the pups. But you know, it felt almost like a stealth mission, sneaking around and stealing territory like that, hoping we wouldn't get caught, because I am genuinely scared of the wolf fights in this difficulty. I think that they could be kind of a concern. But with that, we'll go ahead, we'll leave this off here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.